July 20th, 2025. It's a Sunday. I am currently on Deep River Road, heading to Colchester, Connecticut. I want to update. I did a video driving around Colchester maybe 2 years ago. And I've been wanting to update that video with high definition, super high resolution video, much higher quality than the old one that I did. Okay, I'm on Parham Road. This road just kind of morphed into Parham Road, P-A-R-U-M Road. So I think we're in Colchester, but we're heading to the business district, or there's a lot of historic properties and buildings in Colchester, but I'm going to drive around. I'm not from Colchester. I was not born and raised in Colchester, so I am not an expert in any way, shape, or form on anything to do with Colchester, but I've been through there several times in my life, and I live around here, and I do videos where I drive around, and nobody else is going to do it, so I'll do the best I can and try to cover the important landmarks and really the core of Colchester. I'm not going to do a lot of the neighborhoods, and because I don't know, like Dutton Road back there to the left. I have no idea what's down there. I could be driving around. What's coming up here? Old Rod Road to my right. Looks like beautiful houses up there. I know nothing about any of that stuff. I could get lost in the weeds for, this could be a 7-hour video if I go on every back road. But I will try to hit the highlights as I drive down Parham Road. Evacuation route. There was a sign back there that said evacuation route. Specifically what they're referring to, I don't know. Old Parham Road is to my left. It's just a small, maybe a quarter of a mile road. Trying to read some of the signs. I mean, we're out in the country, obviously. The Connecticut, southeastern Connecticut countryside. Those signs are just properties for sale back there to the right. But Colchester, the meat, or the meat and potatoes, the bread and butter of Colchester, the heart of Colchester, will be coming up here pretty soon. Business district is a sign there. So we're heading to the business district. I'll try to cover as much as I can within, the time constraints that I have. I don't have the ability to, do a 9-hour video. I'd love to. I'm going to just turn into this in case it means something to somebody. This is, it's Sunday. A lot of stuff is closed. All right, apparently this is some building where they have Taekwondo, and it is currently 100% empty on a Sunday. So apparently, this says Colchester. I'm reading a sign to my left. Colchester Chung Kwan Academy. So yeah, there's martial arts and things like that they teach in there. So I'm going to get back out onto Parham Road in a second here, being very mindful of the traffic. Got a lot of nice clouds up in the sky today. It's 1:41 p.m. right now, so if I took a left, that would bring me to New London. If I keep going straight, that brings me to Hartford. All right, so this directly in front of us is, we're starting to get into the Colchester. I'm going to pull in here. Big's breakfast sandwiches, and I can't read all the signs, but that's pretty cool right there, right smack in front of us. Big's Sandwich Shop. Basket Coin Laundry over here to my right, along with D&L Draperies. I don't know, yeah, D&L Draperies. Electronic cigarettes, A.H. Charbonnier Builders are over there. Toyo Hibachi and Asian Fusion Food directly in front of me in that building that is kind of a beige color. Let's see, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram. I'll take just a very quick cruise around. Troy Iano. It's an automobile dealership. But I'm just going to... There's a glance. I'll work my way out of here. But obviously, they sell a lot of Jeeps and Dodge, Ram trucks. And let's see if I can... Yeah, this connects. Whoa, it's kind of tight. I'm going to turn around. That's too tight for me to... That's a little bit too tight, but yeah, there you go. There's a kind of a view of this car dealership. Troiano. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. They have a body shop, service parts, and they sell vehicles. There's Duncan across the street from us, the ever-present Duncan. Very tough to get away from Duncan anywhere, and at least this area, Connecticut. I'm sure it's all over the United States. I'm going to take a right. I will try to cover as much as I can. So, okay, Colchester is a sign to my right. I mean, I don't know if that's the town line. You have your McDonald's. I'm going to work my way back this way and try to pull into a few places. John Deere to my right. Now, that's for sale. They used to sell John Deere's. Wow, I can't believe that's no longer there. That's sad. Tractors and everything back there, but apparently they no longer operate out of that building back there to my right. You get Cisco, Gibbs, you have Stop and Shop, gas stations to my right and left. Price of gas right now in 2025, $2.98 for regular unleaded at Citgo in Colchester, Connecticut. Again, we have big, beautiful clouds in the sky, which I'm happy about. I always like that, as opposed to a dead blue. Just it gives you a little bit of, variety. Okay, Family Pizza to my left. Beautiful homes to my left. What is this to my right? AmeriGas Grills and Parts. A lot of incredible architecture and historic homes in Colchester. As we approach the core, I want to go down this. That's a dirt road. Sorry about that. But I want to try to get views of different important buildings. I'm going to have to circle back a few times, I think, to like that Bacon Academy right there. I got to hone in on that at some point. I'm on South Main Street right now, by the way. The Colchester Green to my right. If I took a right, that's Norwich Avenue, but there's a beautiful gazebo. They have a nice, large green in Colchester. They have activities and festivals and different things out there. Doesn't seem to be anything big going on out there today, but so I'm gonna circle back. I have to I have to hone in and really cover some more of that stuff if I can. Again, this car is camera's mounted on the car, so I only have so much, maneuverability. Now on the right down here, very important is, and I'm going to try to get a view of that. Let me slow down a little bit. Harry's Place. I'm going to turn around in this business, this True Flow Testing and Balancing, Pro Health, Family Medical, Pride, Joy, Interventions and Consult, OBGYN. So there's a bunch of doctors' offices and things up here. Like right back there. I'm just going to turn around here. I just want to point at that legendary Harry's. And there's some of your doctors right in this building right here. Harry's is always very crowded. They have hamburgers and hot dogs, and it's just iconic. Let's see here. I think it was established in 1920, if I'm not mistaken. But there it is. You see those, umbrellas and everything. People sitting under there in the shade, eating Harry's hamburgers and hot dogs and French fries. They're open 11 to 9. Right there. I guess I could pull in there, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty packed. So let's see here. Let me pull into... Okay, there's Walgreens here. There's Knowles Market. There's Big Gary's Wine and Spirits. There's Moss and Maine Hair Boutique. Let me try to point this thing at Knowles Market. It could be tough. This is very crowded today. It's very crowded on a Sunday. Right there is Knowles Market. Produce, bakery, meats and deli. As I try to carefully work my way out of here. I'm going to get down this way. I don't know what this does for me, but we'll do a little bit of exploring. There's a massive speed bump right here. All right, this seems to be a significant building. What is this? This Craig Memorial Library entrance. Right there in front of us. Let me back up and I will point this camera very briefly at the entrance. Right there. Again, very quick look. I don't want to get off too many tangents here. I don't want to get lost on any back roads. So I think I should probably work my way back. I mean, if I really go, hog wild, I could be driving on these roads for hours and hours and just endless twists and turns, but we'll cover kind of the important things, at least things that I think are important in Colchester. Okay, now. Let me see if I can get around that green. I don't know if that's one way. Traffic the other way. I got to figure that out. But there's a Chinese restaurant, and it's tough to read a lot of the signs. They're kind of small, some of them, and I am in the middle of traffic. This quick pull off right here. That's like took maybe a nanosecond for me to make that decision, but I want to point to this building right here in front of us. Okay, that's fenced off. I can't get down there. But anyways, we're looking at a beautiful, this is what I mean by some of the beautiful architecture, and it could be connected with Bacon Academy, I would assume. I'm going to pull into Bacon Academy. I think I can do that right here. I don't know what the camera, I'm very close to the building. So I think I'm just going to turn around here and try to maybe go up Norwich Avenue. But there's some more restaurants and United Auto Parts and different businesses directly in front of us. And let me jump out here. Okay. I want to try to get around this green. Okay, I'm going to take a left onto... That was Norwich Avenue. This is Hayward Avenue. Right here. So let's get a look at this green. This is handicap parking. I'm not going to be here long. There's a view of the green. Somebody riding an electric bike out there. But it's huge. It's a really large area. With beautiful houses surrounding the green. Oh yeah, this has always been a beautiful property, that yellow building back there, right? I want to try to... Oz and Bones Barbecue, right there. I'm going to try to back in and then I'll pull out just to get a look at this building. It's going to be well worth it to me. I hope you guys agree, because I think it's really one of a kind. I think somebody's doing some painting out there right now. But there it is. It's one of the things I wanted to grab, that really unique, kind of a one-of-a-kind building back there. And now we're pointing directly towards that Colchester green. Anyways, this is Oz and Bones. Let me see. Authentic artesian barbecue, Oz and Bones, some kickin' barbecue and sides. So if you're into that, that's your place in Colchester right there for barbecue. The historic nature of these homes is really amazing. But, it's that way all around New England. But Colchester does have some really incredible, unique architecture. Now, this is brand new. Let me see if I can pull in here. Why do I say it's brand new? Well, the last time I was up here, it wasn't here, so I'm going to have to assume this Colchester Senior Center, right? Let me get a better look at it. Right there is absolutely beautiful and brand new. Let me drive around a little bit. There seems to be another large building back here. I don't know if that could be maybe the police station. I don't know. Colchester. I mean, there's trucks that say Colchester on them. I don't see a sign. Police vehicles only. So, I mean, trying to figure it out. Somebody would know. Some Colchester resident, expert. I mean, there is... I got to get down to... First, I see this really interesting Roman Catholic church directly in front of us. St. Andrew Roman Catholic Church, established 1860. I mean, that is an amazing building. It just is. There's no way around it. You just don't see architecture like that every day. That is a one-of-a-kind structure. I always like to cover churches, schools, things like that, if I can, because that's where people, a lot of the memories and things come back. Reverend E.J. Barrett Parish Hall, right in front of us, right there. So if that's a place that you have fond memories of, I'm more than happy to cover that for you. I'm in the memory, bringing back memories business with a lot of these videos that I do as a side view. I get a lot of comments from people about their childhood memories of these churches, schools, and, landmarks. Okay, this is do not enter. I got to go around the building. We'll get another look at that gorgeous sky. And as we tour around the grounds here, I'm reading a sign to my left that indicates that the Knights of Columbus meet here on Thursdays. So that right there, in and of itself, that particular church is absolutely incredible to look at in person. Now, I'm doing it in this video, and that's nice, but to see it in person is a whole different ball game. All right, Colchester Town Hall. That was that building. So we're going to go back at a decent look at the Colchester Town Hall. And I'm going to take a right down here because there was another building. So right there, Colchester Town Hall. I just saw this metal structure down here. I don't know what it is, but it's large, and it seems to be a significant amount of property here. All right, let me wait for this person to pass in front of me, and then we'll take a drive down here. Again, I have no idea what this thing is. I wish I did. I'm looking for signs. Okay, there's something. S&S Leather Company Incorporated. I don't know if that's actually still the case. Looks to be an old sign carved into a cement block. But if somebody knows what this is or was in the past, present, I would be happy to know. If you could just, drop me a line, I'd appreciate it. There's another building, 360 Defense Martial Arts. So martial arts seems to be quite popular, or, in favor of the folks in this area. I'm going to hone in on this really neat Let me back up a touch. I want to get this picture. Somebody did a really nice, I think the name of the person that painted this was Chapman. That mural. Okay, wait a minute. This company says SSS Worldwide, helping people play and learn since 19... I can't read the date, but let me go back. Again, this... Not knowing Colchester, like this is all new to me back here. I'm just not familiar with any of this. If this was my hometown, wouldn't be a problem. Let's get another look at this town hall. Very beautiful building. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the police could operate out of a portion of this building as well. I'm not positive, but I believe that is the case. Let me see if I can read a sign. Colchester Police Department to the right, and there is a police vehicle. So, all right, back to that brand new senior center. That's where we came in. And I gotta get out of here. I have to take a left. That's the only way out. As I drive around Colchester, Connecticut. July 20th, 2025. Colchester Pizza is down here to the right. Joanne's Hair Collection, the Jewelry Connection, or Joanne's Hair Connection, I should say. I'm trying to read the signs just to bring back some memories for folks if possible, but it's not always easy. Three Monkey Laundry Center is up there. I'm going to pull down Mill Street for 1 second. All right, that's where we were, so I'm going to turn around. It makes sense that it's called Mill Street. Well, actually, let's get another look. Let's get a different angle on this. This building. Wow, I got to be careful. This parking lot is a little bit rugged. And there's another big brick building back here. I don't know what it is. I'm going to look for a sign. It's unmarked. I don't know if it's a school. I mean, to me, it kind of looks like a school or a big center. Let's see. It was built in 1994. Offices of some kind, I don't know. And I'll swing over and get another side view of that building that we looked at earlier, that metallic very large metallic building. Yeah, SSS Worldwide. I mean, if you want to look that up in Colchester, that'll tell you the situation. Okay, here it is. SSS Worldwide, helping people play and learn since 1906. Mill Street entrance, main office, human resources, tobacco-free campus. So campus. So back there was some form of school. There's a cafe to my right. It looks pretty nice. What is that? Red Rose Cafe. I believe that's the name of it. You know, I narrate these videos, but I am also driving and paying attention, and it's kind of tricky. At times, it can be very tricky. I'm on Lebanon Avenue. I'm going to turn around, head back towards the main center of town. Colchester florist, Dominique and Sons monument work. I'll turn around up here as soon as I can. Dublin Village. I'm going to turn around right here at Dublin Village. I believe this is I think maybe an elderly housing, kind of an apartment complex. Looks real nice. Beautifully maintained. Looks like they have air conditioning and there's a good look at a nice red barn with a bunch of solar. So, old meets new. Old barn with new technology, solar. Different view coming off of Lebanon Avenue of some of the beautiful structures. Unfortunately, that building in front of us, Cuts Unlimited, apparently suffered from a fire. I see fire damage up there on the attic and second floor. I don't know. These guys don't have a stop sign, so I do, so I'm just going to have to wait it out for a second here. And I'm probably missing some really important stuff. Arc Distillery back there to my left. What is this? Let me pull in here. Don't know what it is. Oh, this is just some storage facility, Carefree storage facility. Although that's a kind of an old building. It looks like a train station or something. I'm going to turn around. Let me see if I can point this thing back at that old train station. Yeah, there's a storage facility down there. There's a tattoo parlor up here. But, I say train, could be trolley, train, I don't know. Right there. There's one that looks, to me, like some form of a train station right there. I don't see tracks around here, but that doesn't mean anything. If anybody knows what it is, you know what to do. All right, what is down here to my right? Railroad Square. Okay, so there is some form of railroad reference there. Purring Pottery, Honeycomb, Twisted Dog, Yoga. It's a building with a bunch of really cool buildings in it. Freaks of Nature Tattoo Parlor. That's the name of that tattoo parlor back there. Mill Fabrics to my left. As I slowly cruise up the road here. And yeah, I'm going to approach. I want to get down next to the Colchester Green. So I got to take a left up here somewhere. There it is. Hayward Avenue. That's going to afford me a decent view of Bacon Academy. So we're just heading down. You get a better view of the green to the right, Colchester Green. We came up this way earlier. We're heading in the opposite direction. And we're going to get a look at Bacon Academy. I got to grab that. It's very important. Now, that seems to be an extremely old building directly in front of us. Little old home, or I don't know what it was. That looks Revolutionary War era for sure. I don't see a sign. Okay, that's Bacon Academy directly in front of us, right there. That, I would say, mustard-colored building, right there. I'm going to pull up close as I can. That's as close as I can get it without getting in trouble. Now, for me to go right, I can go right on red, but there is some traffic. All right, I'm going to take a left. and try to cover some more Colchester territory and important Colchester businesses and landmarks. Right in front of us. I always love that building. There's a lot of little shops in there. There's that library right there. Briefly, I can't stop because I have cars behind me. Yeah, this is more of the modern businesses, AutoZone, and you kind of modernized little mall areas, I would say. What is in there? Stop and Shop, things like that. All right, this is important right here. Gano's. Let me pull into Gano's very briefly. I got to keep my eyes peeled. This isn't the best view of it, but this is the side entrance to Gano's. I'm going to see if I can get a better view of Gano's, maybe coming out of that mall. The reason I say that is Gano's is a very important business in Colchester. They sell heavy equipment, I don't know about heavy equipment. They sell gas-powered lawn tractors and, super high-quality snow blowers and that type of machinery. So this is Stop and Shop. And I'm just going to briefly run through the parking lot here. See if I can point this thing and get a better view of Gano's. There's a lot of businesses in here. Again, this is one of your modern day prefabricated buildings that they just throw up real quick. It's not like the old days when they really built things to last, and brick and stone construction and things like that. The modern malls, I wouldn't, I don't know about mall. I would characterize them as, groupings of stores. Okay, I'm going to turn this thing slightly. I'm at a red light. Good. So hopefully you can see probably to the left of the frame, Gano's Power Equipment and Rental Center, and the Rental Center. So, yeah, that's the terminology I was looking for, power equipment. Gano's is legendary for their, just the quality of stuff and the service they provide right there. I'll go slow. People behind me aren't thrilled. And there's another Dunkin'. I mean, I drive a mile, there's another Dunkin'. I don't even say Dunkin' Donuts because it's not Dunkin' Donuts. Now it's called Dunkin'. Enter only. This is a Russian, I believe. Let me get way back here and swing around, get you a look at it. It looks to be a Russian Orthodox church. The only reason I say that is I'm basing it off the shape of the top of that, where the cross is. That has a Russian Orthodox design. Let me get closer. I don't see. That was built in 2005, so this is a relatively new building. Let me see if I can catch. Okay, wait a minute. St. Mary's Ukrainian Catholic Church. So it's not Russian. I wasn't far off. Welcome to Colchester. Okay, there's another batch of stores. Let me see if I can. It's a competition to get out of this little thing here. There's a lot of traffic. This is Keystone Shops that I'm pulling into right now. There's a bunch of stuff in here. I can't read all of them, but I'll try to give you a quick glance. Right there. Advanced Auto Parts, H&R Block, Physical Therapy down there, and a couple of empty stores. So if you haven't lived in Colchester in 25, 30 years, this is all new stuff. as I record in super high resolution video and update my original lower resolution video. There's Goodwill Donation Center. There's Nails, Edward Jones. I'm going to pull in here very briefly into this because this is new construction directly in front of us. It's some other, business that is going into that. Actually, let me go the other way. I already went that way. If anybody's watching me from afar, they're thinking to themselves, what in the world is that guy doing? He's backing up, he's going forward, he's turning around, he's doing a lot of really weird maneuvers with that car. And I agree with them. They're right. All right, Mackey's Home, Farm, and Pet Supplies. Up. I don't know if I can pull in there to give you a look at it. I'll try. I got a lot of cars coming. Might take me a second to get out of here. All right, let's see if we can get into Mackey's. I don't know if it's... Yeah, I'll do it. It might matter to somebody. Right there, right in front of us. So we'll get a look at that. People look at me. I get a lot of weird reactions to this camera on this car. I really do. I mean, I've mentioned that many times in the past, but it just never fails. There's the side of part of that building. And let me see if I can back up very briefly to get a look, just a quick glance at Mackey's Home, Farm, Pet Foods and Supplies, Farm Feeds and Needs, Lawn and Garden Supplies, right there. It's a wide lens. Hopefully I'm getting as much as I can. I'm recording this very important building in place for people that want to see it now, want to see it in the future, the distant future, the not too distant future, and for people that live in other parts of the country and world that used to live in Colchester and are interested in what it looks like now. There's a lot of people that live all over the world, many in the United States, that watch videos such as this that like to look at their hometown and reminisce and see how things changed and how things modernized, or what old buildings are still left. It's very, very important. Now I'm trying to look around here to see if I can turn in different roads. I'm toying with the idea of briefly pulling into Harry's hamburger joint. That's a nice place. Again, whoa. I don't understand why this person is driving in the wrong lane, but that's okay. The Inishmore, there's a lot of guys with biker jackets. Pretty cool. It looks like a bar to the left, and a really nice building. The Worthington Block building, built in 1883. Joe's Barber Lounge. It's not a barber shop, it's a barber lounge. So whether I can pull into Harry's or not, I do not know. By the way, it's 91 degrees. It's hot and humid outside right now. It's 2:22 p.m. So I can't pull into this first portion of Harry's, I don't think. So let me see if am I going to be able to... This is kind of a dice roll here. Because I'm just going to take a quick look. I got lucky. Well, I don't know how lucky I got. I can't see the front. We can see some people. I'm going to just back out. I wish I could have got 1 or 2 spots over. Then I could have really got a view of the front. It's the best I can do. Again, I'm in a vehicle. The camera's on the car. So that makes life a little tough as far as accuracy and, really pointing that camera directly where I want it. I'll go up the road just a touch and I'll turn around because again I could be these situations on some of these roads. Okay, wait a minute, now this is important. Colchester Fire Department. Let me see if I can... Alright, I'll go up a little bit. I want to get that fire department in. I'll turn around at this Toyota garage. Yeah, this is Colchester Toyota. And I'll turn around. There's a look at Colchester Toyota right there. I'm doing some... I should have a cam where I, put the camera on me and we can kind of see some of my maneuvers and some of the logistics and gyrations that I'm going through to turn around and do all this stuff that I'm doing on these drives. But okay, so I got to get across the street and I want to point into that. Good, I can get on Wall Street. So when I come out of Wall Street, I can point directly at that fire department, which is another important place. Oh, good, I can turn around right here. Although, you know what, I'm going to get out just a little bit. I see a real cool barn down there. To the right, I don't know, it just caught my eye. Right there. I almost feel like driving up to get a real good view, and then this is risky. It's private property. Right there. I think that's really beautiful. I don't know anything about the history of it or anything like that. It's another one of these situations, if you know and you're watching this video right now, fill me in. Okay, now we're going to get a view of that fire station. That's important. I gotta work my way around this big structure, kind of swing around. Right there, Colchester Fire and EMS. Hopefully there's nobody behind me. There isn't. So right there, let's hone in on that. We'll lock it in. Colchester Hayward Volunteer Fire Company. We got a decent look at it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn left and try to get an even better look. I don't know about better. That front look was pretty cool. All the garages were open and everything, so it's kind of a unique situation. And there's a side view of that fire department right there. And a gas station. Wait a minute. Department of State Police. State Police. To the left. Can I pull in there? Why not? Hopefully the state police don't come out and question me. This looks really weird, driving around with a camera on your car. Right there. Guys, gals, give me a break. Don't come out and arrest me. I'm just doing a video. This particular troop has a phenomenal reputation. They always did. There's some kind of a recreation complex. See, I could go completely wild down here if I wanted to in Colchester and just do a multi-hour video. But see, like right here, I'm just turning it. Why am I doing that? Because somebody might know or have worked at Broadway Auto Service at some point right there in front of us with all these cars. They probably work on cars. It's just a place that matters to somebody. And it's historically, an important and significant business. So we cover it. When I say we, I mean me. Oof. All right, I got to work my way out of here. Good, I got a red light. I actually want a red light. All right, there's Harry's on the left. I'm going to do a little bit more. I got to, I wanted to cover the real core. I'm going to take a left. I'm not going to go bananas up there. I'll take a left. Go up just a touch on Amston Road. We're starting to burn up some serious time here, but all right, what's up here? Marvin's Auto. There's a car wash to the right. Diamond Sparkle. Ben's Auto Supply. Okay, Amston, Hebron, Manchester, if I keep going straight. Rock One Supermarket, the Hair Tree. I'm going to turn around. This is Private Drive, Village at Colchester. Just going to swing through here very quickly. I'm going to turn around. This is Village at Colchester, right here. I don't know if this is condominiums or, maybe elderly. I have no idea. I don't know, but it's a nice, very nice village. I'm going to pull over here for 1 second. Okay, I was just getting some kind of an indication on my phone there. It's not an emergency. So it's, now it's 93 degrees. It's blazing hot. Heavy humidity in the air. I'm in a comfortable vehicle right now. My camera, hopefully it's working and operating properly. I did some stress tests on it this year in 100-degree weather, and it passed with flying colors, but we're getting out of the village here, out of Village at Colchester. And we're going to work our way back. So there's a sign right here to the right. It says Colchester, Connecticut. I don't know if this is the actual, we just crossed in. I don't know if this is the actual town line or not. Do those signs indicate the exact moment that you enter into Colchester? I don't know. But I do know that I'm 1,000% positive that I am in Colchester right now. Let's see, Long Life Dental Care, straight ahead. Paradise Agency. I can't, tiny little printing on the signs up there. I can't read them. There's rehab, there's physical therapy, there's all kind of stuff up here. Harry's place seems to be really packing them in right now. Established 1920. I just wanted to make sure about that. All right, we're cruising back towards the green. We covered Knowles Market. And we got a red light. We're first in line, so directly ahead of us is the green. We have a very wide view. And let me slowly cruise down here. We covered some of the buildings to the right. Bacon Academy. There seems to be a complex down here on the left. Let me drive in here. It's a more modern construction. Yeah, a whole bunch of businesses. A nail salon, dime bank. Verizon, Iliano's restaurant and pizzeria. Iliano's is in Norwich as well. Wonderful place to eat. Great food. You know, there's package stores, Louis Seafood Market, Smoker's Zone, Pokemoto, I don't know what that is, Pokemoto, I don't know, CVS Pharmacy. So that's your, kind of conventional, guy looking at my camera, conventional businesses. I should do a compilation of people looking at, the expressions of people looking at the camera mounted on my car. Like, look at that building right there with the ionic pillars. And, I mean, that's something you see every day. I mean, if you live in New England, you do. Let me see if I can pull in here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get well, maybe I can. This is a wide lens. I mean, that's a heck of a building right there. Those are, I believe, ionic columns. Doric, I think, are the more plain, and Corinthian are very fancy. So there's another building right there. It says Scott and Scott, attorney at law. But just, the significance of that architecture right there, to me, is incredible. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Some people like more modern architecture. There's some more across the street there. Some people like more modern architecture and things like that. That's everybody, to each his own. It's fine. But I just, some of these older structures, to me, I find to be very, very interesting. I wish I could pull in and give you more views of some of the buildings, but I really am struggling to. All right, maybe here, Liberty Bank. Entrance only. Good. I assume that I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to go in the. I have to exit at a different location. I kind of wanted to point in the direction of another really neat house, but there's only so much I can do. I'll get in what I can get in. I mean, there's limitations to this camera mounted on a car. There's upsides and downsides. So directly in front of us is another historic property. It was built in 1778. I consider that, to me, my personal taste, I happen to love the look of that house. Like right there's another one right on the right, if you could grab a quick view of it. Again, I don't want to get too lost down here. Kind of want to work my way back a little bit. Maybe I'll turn around at Family Pizza Restaurant. Right there in front of us now. In order for me to, well, that might be, I hope that's not entrance only. If that's the case, I gotta work my way around. Ordering, wow, they have online ordering and stuff like that down here. Okay. So I'm in the parking lot, trying to figure a way to get out of here. And there it is. We're all set. The most popular food in America is pizza. That's just a cold, hard fact. All right, I'm going to take a left onto... I'm on South Main right now. I can't see the name of the road. Let me see here. As I inch forward, there is no... Okay, Halls Hill Road. Let's go up Halls Hill Road a little bit. Children's Dental Associates to my left. On Halls Hill Road. I'll venture up here a little bit. Hopefully we can catch a important landmark of some kind. All right, there's a sign. All right. Christie Lane Apartments. Okay, what is this? Jack. Okay, wait a minute. I gotta turn in. Do not enter. Whoa, okay, so not gonna enter there. What is this? Is another do not enter. I'm on record as going into a do not enter section of this, what I believe to be a school. There it is, right there. I gotta get up there and read the name of that. I think it said Jack Jackner. Let's hang on a second. Christie Lane Apartments right in front of us there, but we're gonna tour this school. Okay, Jack. It says do not enter. Jack Jackter Intermediate School, right there in front of us. Jack Jackter. Intermediate School. Let me back up. And we'll get a view. A side view of Jack Jackter Intermediate School. There it is. And what do they have on the side? They have soccer fields, and can't get over there. It's all fenced off. Basketball, soccer, baseball, kids, playground, slides, and all that. I'm going to venture down just a touch on the left. I'm going to take a left. No traffic. Because I did see one other sign down there. I don't know the significance. But I'm glad we got lucky with that school right there. All right, what is this? This looks really nice. This is... I got to turn in there. Colchester Lions Pond. Beautiful. Okay, there's another school, I think, on my left. What is... Okay, wait a minute. Family-wise, let's turn up here. Family-wise Behavior Solutions. So that's that, Behavior Solutions. And across the street is, Colchester Elementary School. I mean, I really hit pay dirt here. Again, I'm unfamiliar with Colchester, but Colchester Elementary School, very important to a lot of people. And there's do not enter signs all over the place. So I have to figure out how to get you guys a decent look at this school. Well, there's a good one right there. Principal, that sign to the right. Next to him, assistant principal. All right, do not enter. So I'm going to enter from a different... There's a view right there. Hopefully you can see it. Let me see if I can go in. I mean, this is an important... I got to cover this. There's a behavioral family-wise thing. Wow, there's more stuff to the left. I don't know. Okay. Let me get down. All right, right here. Here's the entrance. So this will give us a view of the Colchester Elementary School right there, right in front of us. Very nice. It doesn't look to be an old school. As a matter of fact, it looks pretty new. I would say within, at least in the last 30 years, maybe. I mean, there's probably been some upgrades. Colchester, let me read this sign. Colchester Elementary School, a community of enthusiastic learners, donated by CESPTO 2009. I don't know if that sign was donated or whatever, but let me take a left. No traffic. There's another business up ahead here. I'm eventually going to turn around. I got to start working my way back home soon because I want to catch that pond back there. All right, there's something up here that looks important to me. Again, I don't want to, venture out of Colchester. I want to head back. Central K9 customer parking looks, K9, I take that to mean dogs, maybe training. And I'm going to turn around and head back. But this gives us a kind of a look. Wow, there's a big pool over there, people swimming in the pool. Let's catch this. Reliable Auto Truck Center right there. And yeah, it says Dog Training Canine Sports Center. All right, let's get back. I want to get a quick look at that pond. If memory serves me, yeah, this is right. And we're back down to 91 degrees. There's some variation. Again, I've mentioned it in the past, I'm not a big fan of car thermometers. I don't think they're that accurate in many cases, but I don't know if I can turn it here or not. Let me see. No loitering, warning, 24-hour cam, unauthorized vehicles, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty hardcore. But anyways, we're getting a look at that little pond, that really nice little Colchester Lions Pond. There's lily pads out there. There's a beautiful background with the foliage and the sky and the clouds and the, whatever. It's just a beautiful little place to, maybe bring a chair, sit down, and relax. As we go by Jackter Intermediate School once again to our right. That was worth it. I took a turn, did not know where I was going, and it panned out. Now, had I missed those, some people would have been justifiably upset. But not knowing Colchester that well, this is not my stomping grounds. Me missing something like that would not be out of the realm of possibility. So I'm going to start working my way back to Norwich, but I'm going to get out. I think it's Norwich Avenue. Let me get up here. Again, we can slowly absorb and kind of, suck in all this beautiful Colchester architecture and ambiance and, the Colchester vibe right here as we approach Bacon Academy and the Colchester Green and the beautiful old structures and architecturally significant and important buildings all around. Colchester is an absolutely beautiful town. with a lot to offer. I mean, I'm not a salesman or anything like that, but if I was a real estate agent. All right, so I missed Norwich Avenue. I want to go up there. That's fine. I'm going to just go around the green again and get one last look at this central business district with those motorcycle, I refer to them as bikers, still sitting around the same picnic table over there at that little club or tavern, or I'm not sure. All right, what's up there? PFC William Jimmy Johnston Congressional Medal of Honor recipient, Memorial Highway. I mean, we got a Congressional Medal of Honor recipient, Jimmy Johnston, I think. It's hard to, I'm just going by it kind of rapidly, but what an honor that is. Let me point at the green very briefly, see if we can get a look at that gazebo. The sun right now looks really nice on that gazebo as it fades in ever so slightly. So let me get down to what is this? The Enchanted Jungle Learning Center on my left. I'm going to get down Norwich Avenue and start heading back to Norwich. And this, as I take a left, this is going to be Major Peter M. Cleary Memorial Highway. Now, there's a salon, a beauty salon, there's banks, there's different things down this road. Businesses, VFW to my left, nutrition center to my right, orthodontists, doctors, there's another laundromat down here as we drive down the road, and a bunch of doctors and jazzercise. We just drove over Judd Brook. I try to get everything in. It's not easy. And I'm not 100% sure where this road brings me, but I think it's safe to say I'm heading back in the direction of Norwich, Connecticut. Okay, wait a minute. It's a big building I got to cover. Back here, I got to get up. If I can take a right in here. Hopefully it's not a do not enter situation. William Johnson. I can't read it. It's just too. William J. Johnson Middle School. Right there in front of us. I mean, I'm firing on all cylinders today, folks. I'm just hitting all this stuff that I didn't even know was here. So let's get a look at this. This is an impressive looking campus. William J. Johnston Middle School. I want to get a wide view if possible. All right, let me pull in here. Reserve parking only. Nobody's going to care because it's empty today, but there it is. And that's on Norwich Avenue. But I want to cover more. Okay, there's a big gymnasium to my left. One way, do not enter. Wrong way. I got to really keep my eyes open. Gym West right there says, now there's a good view, right there. I love that design. I think it's gray, black, and white colors. I don't know if that's the school colors or whatever. Puma Pride. So their animal, their mascot, I should say, is a puma. And there's puma paws and different things. Very, very cool. And I'll show you some more of that. The colors there that are so interesting. Right there. This is Gym East. The other one was Gym West. William J. Johnson Middle School, right smack in front of us. I just find that, design very interesting. Very visually appealing. It's a modern look. Okay, do not enter, exit. There's more of the campus. Take a look down here. Yeah, obviously big well, let me pull over here. Big fields of, looks to be soccer and, you know, rugby, lacrosse, whatever it is that they, you know, certain things they do out in the field out there, athletic. There's more buildings. I don't know if it's part of the same campus or school. I don't know. But there it is. Right there. There's a look. A lot of swing sets and basketball court over there. Okay, this is part of the parking lot. This seems like a separate school right over here. I don't see a name. I'm going to be driving back down Norwich Avenue. So what does this say? Night entrance, gym, cafeteria. So there's a gym, separate gym over here. So I would assume it's a separate school. We'll find out momentarily. Because I'm going to be driving by the front of that building. I'm getting lucky with the traffic. It is a Sunday, so okay, there's a name on it. Colchester Elementary School. Let me pull in here. I mean, we got to look at it already, but we'll take another look. Colchester Elementary School, right there. We're on the grounds. Incredibly beautiful clouds in the sky. I love that. I mean, it adds so much to the video, in my opinion. Wait a minute. We were already here. Okay. Interesting. So this, I got to get back to Norwich Avenue. This is wild. If I can hit Norwich Avenue again, let me see here. So this should be Norwich Avenue coming up in front of me. As I take a right here, I believe. So this is Central K. Now, we were here earlier. Wait for my GPS to kick in. Motorcyclists, skateboarders, we got everybody down here. All right, so I'm on Norwich Avenue. Good. Again, I'm assuming this is heading towards Norwich. 2:55 p.m. I've been driving around for a while, covered a lot of territory, and we're going to head back to Norwich. And we'll keep the video running. I could, if I wanted to, like in the editing process, I could shut things down right now, but I'm here. You never know what we're going to run into on the way back home. So if you want to shut the video off now, we're done with the Colchester stuff that I was covering today. The grounds of the schools and the churches and the police department. Okay, Bacon Academy, Bobcats. I got to turn around. Got to get back there. I wasn't quick enough on the draw to notice that. Let me turn around at this person's house. Sometimes these turns are tricky because it's people flying up the road. I can't see well behind the shrubs and things, but we got to get Bacon Academy. We got to get the new modern version. We got the old Bacon Academy on video earlier, but we got to get the brand new one. Somebody's turning in there right now. Right there. Straight in front of us. Welcome to Bacon Academy. Exactly how do I get down there? Well, we'll follow this person. I mean, school's out for this summer. To quote an Alice Cooper song. So this is empty. But we're going to look at it. Let's get a look back here. I mean, I don't know. It could be fields and important things that people want to see. I have no idea. There's tennis courts to my right. They haven't been used in a while. There's a lot of overgrowth, a lot of weeds and everything. I just think, yeah, that's probably a gymnasium. We're behind the school. Very large area back there, right there in front of us. There's another vehicle, oddly, at the same time as I am down here. Let's see, athletic team entrance. So yeah, that's a big gym. And again, there's a tennis court. You can't see it. It's down below over there, but it's really overgrown. I don't think it's been in use for years. Let's drive right in front of the Bacon Academy. Right here. All right. Auditorium. Big sign, am I right? I'll get a wide view. I'll go up in the parking lot and shoot a wider view. Okay, there's the main entrance. Yeah, I want to get that on, it's a little unorthodox, but let's do it. Bacon Academy, right there. I shouldn't be doing this, but sometimes we, break the rules a little bit to get the view. It's kind of important. For historic preservation and to make sure that I'm getting the view that people want to see. That used to go to Bacon Academy. Me and that other vehicle are the only two cars around here at the moment. There's a wide view of this portion of the school. I'll try to get over to that other parking lot. I have no idea what this other person's doing here. Maybe wouldn't it be something if he was filming or, recording video? Like, man, that would be wild. So we got a view of that. I think that pretty much covers it. I mean, we got the entrance and the auditorium and all that. So yeah, this road gets us out of here. I mean, if there was a way for me to get a super wide view of the school, I would. Let me try. Right there. It's the best I can do. Which I think is pretty decent, considering the limitations of a large vehicle with a camera on the hood of the car. All right, let's get back onto Norwich Avenue and head to, I think, Norwich. Magnolia Place, Norwich Avenue, right there in front of us. Apartments, I don't know what that is. Magnolia Place, that brick building back there that I was just pointing at. All right, let's proceed. 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. We're out of the money. I got to head home. Back there was a large, looked like maybe a turkey vulture or turkey that was obliterated by some car or truck or whatever hit it. And let's just say it's no longer alive. So let's proceed forward down Norwich Avenue. I don't know if I'm technically in Colchester right now or not. But I do know that I am on Norwich Avenue, and I feel like I'm heading towards Norwich. It feels that way. We'll find out. But it's a pleasant drive. I'm out in the country, Connecticut, Middle of July, blazing hot day. Recording video footage. Speed limit's 45 miles per hour on this road, which is helpful. That gets me to Norwich that much quicker. I'll get back home, put the video on my computer, get the audio on my computer, take it into Final Cut Pro, which is what I use, and Reaper for the audio. Merge everything together, do some editing. Okay, we're entering Lebanon, incorporated 1700, so we're in Lebanon, Connecticut right now. Still on Norwich Avenue. But I'll edit the video in Final Cut Pro and do all that. This will be a one take. I prefer to do one take videos. I don't like, in other words, I start the video, film or record video without stopping the video, and then I end the video. So it's one continuous stream. On occasion, when unforeseen circumstances happen or some highly unusual situation presents itself, I have to maybe make a cut in the edit. All right, there's a pond. I'm going to just turn in here for a second. I have no idea what this pond is. I'm in Lebanon, Connecticut. I don't even know why I'm looking at this, but I'm here. It's a big body of water. We'll take a look at it just for a second. Hopefully you can see it. I can't go any further. There's big rocks in front of me, but it looks beautiful with that sky and everything. But it's Lebanon. It's in Lebanon. I love Lebanon. I have a video on Lebanon, Connecticut I did recently. But this video, I'm really trying to concentrate on Colchester, which I already did, and occasionally I will do this. I will see things that catch my eye on my way back. Now there's somebody that was killed. There's a memorial to the left there. I don't see a name, that obviously was killed in a car accident at that location back there. That's a thing that you see around these areas. There'll be maybe a cross and flowers or a flag or whatever to indicate the person was killed there, and the family members keep it up. I believe, friends, family, So that's back there. That's a common, unfortunately all too common scene on the sides of these, a lot of these country roads as we head towards, hopefully, I believe, if we were in Colchester, now we're in Lebanon, that tells me that we are heading towards Norwich. Yep, there's a sign, Norwich. So we are, in fact, heading in the correct direction. But as I was saying, I'll do the editing process at home when that's all said and done. It doesn't take that long. Then I'll upload the video, wait for it to render. When you upload to YouTube, it has to kind of render the video. It's not like you upload it and it's instantly ready to go. YouTube puts its little twist on things, like compressing the video and audio. It's never as pristine as the original video. I have all the original videos. I'd love to give them to maybe a historical society or an archive in Norwich or wherever, somewhere in this part of the state, just to keep for future generations. YouTube, it's up there. It'll be there for archive somewhere for as long, for the foreseeable future. So, farmland to my left. Lebanon, an absolutely beautiful town. Yannick River to my right. Not far. PJ's Cork and Barrel Wine and Spirits. Okay. We got a big stop sign coming up here. I could jump on the highway and get back home real quick, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep going on this Norwich Avenue. And follow this thing all the way back home. Whoa. Tricky place to back out of. That truck. I've been in that situation. It's not easy. All right, we're going to briefly cross into Gilman. So we're in Gilman, Connecticut right now. Gilman. I have coverage of Gilman on my YouTube channel right now as we speak. .3:08 p.m. on this absolutely beautiful day. Now, again, my car thermometer was 93 not long ago. Now it's 84. I'm highly skeptical of a drop in temperature that rapidly. It's not impossible. It could definitely be the case, but that seems kind of extreme. I'm in the middle of the day driving around, and all of a sudden it drops, 9 degrees. I'm skeptical. Now I'm on Fitchville Road. This is bringing me right back to Norwich real quick. It won't be long. This could be Franklin, Connecticut. It could be Lebanon. It could be Franklin. It could be Basra. All of these towns, they meld together. They don't have very... Okay, there's Bashan Hill Road to my right back there. They don't have borders. They're not like squares. The town is a perfect square. The boundaries are... Okay, over the Yannick River. The boundaries are jagged and, it's... You never know. So right now, if I had to guess, I'd say I was in Basra or Franklin right now. I think I'm out of Lebanon. I could be wrong. All right, another sign. Con Brook. So we just passed over Con Brook. Still on Fitchville Road. Went from 45 miles per hour down to 35. The road narrows a bit. I think we're in Fitchville right now. Let me see. Maine's Country Store and Grill. Back there, very important landmark. Back there to my right. I've covered it before. All right, so there's a sign right here. Okay, right now we are in Fitchville, Connecticut. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is part of Basra. And I could be mistaken. Yeah, Basra Volunteer Fire Department to my left right there. So Fitchville, I believe, is part of Basra. Basra Town Hall back there. The Yannick River, there's a nice little waterfall to my right. You're not going to be able to see it, but the Yannick River, we're just going over that bridge right there. And this is a beautiful little village of Fitchville. Right here, Bob's Bait on the left. When I was a little child, right there to the left, that I think tan or beige, whatever, mustard color house. When I was a little kid, Bob's Bait was there. Okay, I'm not a little kid anymore, and it's still there. That thing's been there for decades. It's out of a person's house. You go in, they have all kind of bait, and I'm not talking about just worms. I'm talking about any kind of lure, string, hooks, flies. They have live bait. They have shiners. I mean, absolutely loaded. That place is, you know, for the people in this area, has been an absolute mainstay for people that fish in the Yannick River and ponds in that area. Bob's Bay is iconic. Okay, Moose Lodge, Bosra, Connecticut, to the left. Still on Fitchville Road. So this video is going to be over soon. I think I covered what I wanted to cover. Could I do more? Yes. I mean, I could do... There's a lot of really beautiful neighborhoods in Colchester that I would love to cover. I might do it on another occasion. Again, I have another Colchester video on YouTube right now. It is a lower resolution version of this. I just crossed Bentley Brook. It is a lower resolution video. I'm trying to up the resolution, and I'm, you know, trying to future-proof the videos from now forward. I've been doing 4K or high resolution for at least a year, probably a couple of years now. Some of the videos prior to that, all the videos prior to that were not super high resolution. They were HD, high definition, but they were not super high resolution. I'm doing that for the future. I'm doing that for 50 years from now. People will be able to watch it. It'll be crystal clear. All right. I got a red light in front of me. Beautiful sky with absolutely gorgeous clouds. So I'm off Fitchville Road now, and I am going to West Town Street, Connecticut, Route 32 right now, but this is going to bring me down to West Town Street in the Norwich Town section of Norwich. And I'm going to subsequently terminate the proceedings at some point down here very, very soon. And we got a red light. We'll take a break for a second. 3:15 p.m. I've been driving around for a while. I don't know how long. But it's been a while. This will be a long video. Contrabando if I took a right, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go straight over the Yannick River. On to West Town Street, where I am right now. I'm going to end this video off with a look at the Grange building. Yannick River Inn used to be on the right back there. Now it's wood-fired pizza. Okay, going over the Yannick River again. That Yannick River, you know, kind of zigs and zags around quite a bit. But I'm going to end this thing. I'm going to freeze the frame. I'm going to get a shot, side view of the Grange before it's knocked down. I'm in Norwich, Connecticut right now, the Norwich Town section. But they're going to be knocking down the Grange. Built in the late 1800s, legendary building. But unfortunately, it's been purchased by Dunkin'. You know, Dunkin' coffee and whatever they sell. Right there, you can see the fence right there. Let me get a side view, better view. That's where I'm going to end this, shut this video down. There's we may as well get at the bowling alley off of the distance, Norwich 10 pin. But right there, you can see the Grange, right? Let me center it up. The windows are out of the building now. And it has a big fence around it, and it's going to be knocked down, and there's going to be a Dunkin' there. So let's look at that for a second. you can go check out my video that I have. I have 2 or 3 videos on that. I'm going to do another one. I'll do some more as I take it down. But thanks for coming along on the ride. That's the end of the video.